Okay, so here's another brief overview on the functionality of this vigoro. Um, when you're programming this interface for like the timing of water events, this has, of course, you're aware there's 4 different ports, which correspond to these zones on the zone button there. And this button here, cycle, has to do with different time periods during the course of the day that can be assigned to the different zones. So each one of these 4 zones has 4 time periods. Using this mode switching button up here with this kind of triangle with the rotating arrows, you can press that, and as you see, the little button will go around. Watering day. Now you can choose Sunday, Monday, like once, see how this button here scrolls it sideways and the little thing starts flashing. When you press the plus button, it goes left, or I guess it can go right. You can move it over that way. Monday, now it's on Tuesday, Wednesday. See how Wednesday has a box around it there. If you press, when it's highlighted and flashing, if you press the OK button, it takes it off. You press it again, it presses it on. That means this thing is set up for Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. That chooses the watering days. Like oftentimes people have a watering day in their area to conserve water in a large population base. Now that we've covered the watering day feature, we can go over to the start water one, which is here. So we move that arrow over to here by pressing this rotating thing, and now it's over on the start water thing. The first thing I want to point out, when you look at this, you'll see there's a section here called cycle, and it has A, B, C, and D. That corresponds to this button here. You press that button and you'll note that it will switch between A, B, C, and D. These are different periods of time that you can program for each of the ports that you find on the bottom here. Of course, they're called zones. Zone 1A is set to start at this point at 7 a.m. Zone 1B is not being used. Okay. So we could still program it to come on for another period of time on port 1 or zone 1, which might be the front lawn or the garden around the deck or whatever. On this thing, it's set up for 3 different parts of the yard. We don't even use this one. This may be used for like manual watering or whatever. Anyway, back to this. We go over to C, there's nothing, and D. So this is really set up for 2 different times of the day. One comes on at 7 a.m. and one comes on at 8 p.m. You can go through zone 2, 3, and 4, right? Zone 2 says it's coming on 7:30. No, nothing. And 8:30, 7:30, and 8:30 p.m. 7:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. Zone 3, 7:30 a.m., 9 p.m. We're staggering them by half an hour so they don't overlap. There's a better chance of having good water pressure if you don't have more than one of these taps on at the same time. So zone 4 comes on at 6 a.m. and it is set for 9:30 p.m. It seems like this in cycle C, it is set to come on at 5, but as you can tell in the next section, which is entitled How Long, we'll switch it over there using this rotator. Now you'll note this triangle is there. How long? Zone 4, cycle C is set to 0 minutes. If you ever have it and you don't want it to even come on at all, you can set it to 0 minutes, and that'll basically be the same thing as not coming on. Zone D, or sorry, cycle D is set to 30 minutes. Cycle A is set to 30 minutes. Zone 1A is at 0 minutes. Zone 1D is at 20 minutes. Zone 2A 0, Zone 2D 30, Zone 3A 0 minutes, Zone 3D 30 minutes, Zone 4A 30 minutes, Zone 4C is at 0 minutes, Zone 4D set to 30 minutes. So it's basically what day it comes on, what time it starts, and how long it goes for. So once you're satisfied with how you've set that up, you can then cycle it through to the auto feature, and once it's on there, it'll turn on and off according to the schedule of what day, what start time, and how long for the various zones in the various cycles. If you do decide you want to try to do something manually, you have to essentially set it over to the off feature, and then pressing the water button, then you determine how long, you determine the zone or the hose output like this, and then you determine how long you want to go on, and then you press the OK button to start it. And when you've decided you want to stop for some reason, you can press the water button again and it'll turn it off.